Hey, yo, internets, this episode of the Combat Jack Show is brought to you by Bevel, the one and only shaving system designed specifically for people with coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. Now, internets, I was at a dinner party the other day, man, and this white guy was like, hey, man, I've been hearing about the Bevel thing. Where can I get into this? Listen, Bevel is for everybody. Bevel gives you a smooth, clean shave. Actually, I heard since Bevel got introduced to Target, more white men have been buying it because they don't know about this being specifically designed for people with coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. It works for everybody. Listen, Bevel wants you to start shaving smarter and say goodbye to razor bumps today. Not tomorrow, not later, but right now. It's the summer internets. It's hot. Mosquitoes going to be biting you. You're going to be out there wearing that white linen on the beach or at the pool or on a rooftop. You can't be having those bumps on your face, black, white, Asian, Latino. Listen, Bevel is for everybody. Go to getbevel.com and use the promo code COMBAT, COMBAT, to get 20% off your Bevel subscription. That's 20% off. Go to getbevel.com. Use the promo code COMBAT for 20% off. Start shaving smarter with Bevel. Stop shaving like a pauper and shave like a boss. And now back to the show.
Get ready for combat.
No escaping.
Get ready for combat. Get ready for combat. Yeah. The Combat Jack Radio Show. Stand up.
You're listening to my daddy on the Combat Jack Show. Get ready for combat.
Internets, you tune into the Combat Jack Show, the combatjackshow.com. Actually, I don't know why I keep making that mistake. It's combatjackshow.com. What's up, A-King?
How you doing, man?
Yo, listen, I've been getting a lot of complaints on iTunes, on SoundCloud about how I don't let you talk. The internets are saying you have a lot to say. King, take the platform, man.
Yo, man, listen. I mean, I'm not going to be. They just being petty because we accessible, man. But I get it. You know what I mean? Let me talk. No, I'm just playing. Now we good, man. We play ball. You know, it's just like I'm Kyrie is a good example. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm Kyrie. You LeBron. You know, I pass the ball sometimes. You know, I want to take that three, but don't block me though.
But the internets are saying I'm an asshole. Am I an asshole to you, man? Do I disrespect you?
How about we do a poll? I won't answer that. Let's do a poll and see.
I don't want to do a poll, man. I don't want to be at mercy of these whack ass haters out there. What's up, internets? What's up?
Yeah.
Listen, we got a lot of announcements before we jump into this very special Hollywood edition of the Combat Jack Show.
Yes.
Tell them what's going on, man.
I mean,
this show comes out next Tuesday.
So
right before
next Thursday, the 23rd.
Yes,
we're embarking on our multi-city tour.
Yes,
kicking off in Brooklyn, New York City.
Yes, June 23rd.
Yes, well, we got the special guest.
Conversation with Young Guru.
And then after that, we got the after party. With Young Guru is gonna,
yes,
and DJ Miss Milan.
Yes. Internets. I don't want to cut A-King off, but you have to RSVP. Go to our Instagram. Go to the Combat Jack Show Instagram. Go to Reggie Osei Instagram.
Yes.
Look at my Twitter feed. Look at the Combat Jack Show Twitter feed. There's all this information out there for you to RSVP because, listen, on the day of, I'm not answering any of you motherfuckers' texts.
Nope.
You're out.
Nope.
Right?
Airplane mode.
What else? What else is going on?
What else, man? In New Orleans, July 1st.
New Orleans, July 1st is the second leg.
Yes.
Of the Combat Jack Show live tour.
United Kingdom.
Right
after that.
Well, United Kingdom is not necessarily part. I'm going to the UK.
But, you know.
July 13th.
Yes.
I'm interviewing Kano.
Yes.
You know, one of the originators of the ground movement out in the UK, but also one of the main stars of the brilliant BBC television series Top Boy. Have you seen Top Boy yet?
No, I haven't. Not
Top
yet.
Boy is ridiculous, man. I'm gonna tell you what I love about BBC programming. You know how I'm still not caught up in this season of Game of Thrones, and I look up and I'm like 7 episodes behind. But in the BBC, some of the greatest series, they only have like 4 episodes per season, and it's complete. BBC's ahead of something, man. Listen, let's jump into this, man. We got a very special young man in the studio today. Very young man. How old are you, sir?
24, man.
You're 24.
24.
And all of this accomplishment, man. You know, you're a heartthrob. You know, on cable television. The ladies are gonna love this.
That's in the eye of the beholder. I'm not gonna just jump in and be like, yeah, I'm a heartthrob.
You have a prominent role in this upcoming Hollywood blockbuster, Independence Day 2.
Yeah.
Listen, internets, without further ado, we welcome to the Combat Jack Show, Mr. Jesse T. Usher. What's going on, sir?
What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Good,
Man, we're feeling good. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling on top of the world right now. I'm feeling pretty good.
You look like you feeling like $1 million, Jesse.
I'm feeling all right. You know, it's a big summer. I'm feeling good.
Yo, Survivor's Remorse, man.
Yeah, third season. Thank you.
Third season. Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you very, very much.
How does a young man from Silver Spring, Maryland, with a passion for the culinary arts, how do you end up in Hollywood?
Oh, my older sister, she did like beauty pageants and stuff, and then she kind of started falling into commercials and doing that kind of thing. And I just wanted to be like her, you know.
Okay.
So I joined the industry like through the commercials, and then
Right.
you know, being on the East Coast is a huge stage presence. So I started getting into stage when I was younger. And my parents realized that this was something that just wasn't like a little kid phase, and they sat us down and asked the big question, like, you want to keep doing this? We got to go to LA. We got to go to the motherland.
Right.
And I was getting ready to do another play in Baltimore at the time, but we decided to pack it up and move it to Los Angeles when the iron was hot.
Now, how old were you when you moved to Los Angeles?
I was 12.
12 years old.
Well, actually, no, it was late in the year when I was 11. I celebrated. We had just got out there and celebrated my 12th birthday in Los Angeles.
Now, when you say the iron was getting hot, what were you doing that made you and your parents realize that this thing was real?
The interest that was coming to us, in Maryland, with the industry so small,
Right.
it was like it couldn't have got much bigger from where I was. Like the management team that we had, we felt like we had already outgrown them.
Right.
Just being in Maryland, and the opportunities that were coming up, the plays that it just wasn't difficult to get in the room and to get a role in The Lion King out here in New York. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like I was doing Broadway, I was doing Shakespeare, I was doing all kinds of stuff. The theaters in DC, and then it was just it was like we can stay here and continue to build that up. But my mother knew that like musical theater wasn't really my niche. And she's like, there's not a lot of film and television opportunities.
Mom wanted to get paid a little bit.
Of course, that is a factor.
Right.
To be perfectly honest with you, my mom hates winter.
Right.
So any reason to move to Los Angeles,
Right.
she was like, oh, you gonna be an actor? Oh, we gone. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I'm out of here. Peace. She was good.
Wait, so hold up. Let me find out. You're fluent in Shakespearean.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't say fluent in Shakespearean.
But you did Shakespeare.
I did Shakespeare, yeah.
What was it?
I did Richard III. I played.
Can I hear something?
Listen, that was what
13
years ago.
Hey man, you were an actor.
Man,
Is this unfair, man? Are you in the hot seat?
I'm in the hot seat right now. I have not done Shakespeare in so long. Like I couldn't even recite a movie I did 5 years ago.
Okay, tis verily but a happenstance. Whatever.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. What's your younger sister doing right now?
She's older. She's my older sister.
Oh, your older sister.
And she sort of dove back into this industry too about a year ago.
Okay.
But she stopped for a long time because she went into fashion school.
Okay.
And that just like took over her life. You know what I mean? Like we would have to remind her to eat and sleep. Like it was that crazy.
That's where her passion is.
That's where her passion.
So there's no sibling rivalry with like my
even when we were
brother.
doing the same thing, it wasn't that. You know what I mean? It's not like we competing for the same roles. So it was never a rivalry there. It was almost like for any given moment, we would almost be training each other.
Right.
If it's something that I needed help with, she would always be the person to read auditions with me and all that kind of stuff. And if it didn't sound real, she would tell me how to, she would critique me. And then now it's funny because she fell off for so long and now she's back and I'm doing the same thing. She's like, I got this audition with this director. I'm like, well, let me hear it. You know what I mean? Let me just help you out a little bit and see what we can do to make each other better.
Okay. Now I hear that you're somewhat of a genius and that you graduated.
I graduated 15 from high school.
From high school. What's the age? The age is what, 17?
17 and a half, 18.
What are you doing graduating at 15? Were you skipped?
I skipped 2.5 grades.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Now, let me ask you something, man. Like, I understand that. I know a lot of kids. I mean, that's not the thing right now. From what I understand, the thing right now is to actually leave kids behind so that they're more.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So did you feel socially, emotionally inadequate in a class with kids that were 2 years older than you?
Not at all.
Right.
When I was in public school, and then we went to Christian school and all that. Like, my sister kind of left this legacy before I got there.
Right.
So when I showed up, the people who knew me were her friends. So it was like people who were already 2 and 3 years older than me, you know what I mean, that I was conversing with and this and that. And we moved to Los Angeles, so I went into alternative schooling, and I had to, like, test into it. And I tested a grade and a half above where I was studying in Maryland. So I was now sitting with the people that are the age that I've kind of always been hanging out with anyways. You know what I mean?
So you're a genius.
I wouldn't say I'm a hard worker.
You're a hard worker.
I'm a hard worker.
I don't understand what alternative schooling is. What is that?
Well, it's in between homeschool and public school.
Okay.
So, like, we had a site that we can go to, and they had all, K through 12 at this single site, but there was only about 100 kids for K through 12. You know what I mean? And
Right.
they come and go whenever they want. And I had the option of taking classes and doing them at home, or some classes you can even take at a college. It's just you follow the same curriculum that grade school kids do, but you have many more options of how you want to take the class.
You get to L.A., Maryland kid.
Maryland.
You get to L.A., man. What's the first thing that strikes you as being completely different from Maryland?
The first place, the air. Yeah, the first place we moved to was Manhattan Beach.
Okay.
And, like, coming from Maryland, we were in, like, the woods. Everybody in Maryland lives in the woods for the most part.
You sound like a Maryland cat, actually. you still have the Maryland accent.
When I say Maryland, I start thinking about it, the accent comes back sometimes.
Now, do you say shorty?
Nah, but I do say
Shout
water.
Water.
Like, I can't, it's hard for me to say water.
Right.
Like, I gotta think about it.
Water.
Yeah, I just say water. But we came out to Manhattan Beach, and it was like this massive, huge beach. That's LA. They're known for, like, the long coast, and the sky was like crystal blue every day, and I was just like, this is different. It was cold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, how does it look this nice, but it's still cold?
Right.
It was strange. It was different.
What about the people?
The people took a lot of getting used to understand them, because coming from Maryland, you run into everybody who's very upfront with you,
Right.
and they just say like it is. But in LA, everything's sugar coated,
Right.
and it can be perceived as fake, and sometimes it is, but most of the time it's just sugar coated. It's like a lot of people don't want to hurt your feelings unless they're intending to hurt your feelings,
Right.
which you do get a lot of in this industry.
Of course.
But it took me a while to get used to the conversation.
So personality-wise, what have you compromised of yourself moving out to
Los
Hollywood,
Angeles.
and what have you maintained as being the Maryland kid that you are?
Man, I try to maintain as much as I possibly can, and like my core group is very East Coast-esque.
Okay.
Like one of my closest friends is from Florida. My sister, like, we still hang out all the time, and it's us. You know what I mean? And then I started to, like, maybe branch out a little bit and kind of just dive into other circles and see what was going on out there. But it was never really for me. Like, I hate Hollywood parties. Like,
Right.
I just can't stand it. It's not my thing.
What is it about Hollywood parties that you hate?
Oh, man. I don't like walking into a room with a group of people who feel like they're friends with you because they know you from TV. And, like, everybody knows each other from TV. Nobody knows each other. I don't know where he lives. I don't know where she lives. But, like, you go into the Hollywood party and everybody's like, hey, man, good to see you. I'm like, I've never actually seen you before in my life.
Right.
Don't greet me the same way you would, like, your cousins. You know what I mean? It's different.
So are you a little standoffish, man?
In certain circles, yeah.
Right.
I will be a little standoffish, but I mean, if you see with my squad, like, nah, you would never think in a million years that I would ever be standoffish.
Does your squad turn up, man?
Oh man,
That's
we known in the streets, but
like, give us an example.
Listen,
of
man.
Jesse and his squad turning up.
my squad, we call ourselves the Wolf Pack, and
Wolf Pack.
I kid you not, this happened last summer. We went to Las Vegas,
Okay.
and it wasn't even me. It was one of my boys, like Daniel, and he's like kind of in the background of the limelight. And this dude comes up to us at a pool party. He's like, "Yo, are you Smitty from the Wolf Pack? Are y'all throwing a party out here?" And we was like, what? When do people start recognizing us as those guys? You know what I mean?
Right.
But for my birthday, I always throw like a house party and anybody can come, that kind of thing. And one of my friends works for he works in like the club industry and stuff. So like he's always promoting and doing that or whatever. And I just show up and like we just have a good time. And we just started calling ourselves the Wolf Pack, like on social media. And who knew it was gonna catch on? Like I had no idea. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe I should market this and and turn it into something.
Hey, yo, internets, big ups to this week's sponsor of the Combat Jack Show, the one and only Bevel. If you don't know, Bevel is clinically proven to reduce and prevent razor bumps, discoloration, and irritation. Up to 80% of black men and women struggle with razor bumps, and up to 30% of all men and women encounter razor bumps as well. What I'm also hearing is a lot of people out there, a lot of white men of the Irish persuasion may catch some razor bumps because of the nature of their hair. I don't know anything about it. I just heard this firsthand from somebody that's of Irish descent, and I pointed them to Bevel. Multi-blade razors only cause more irritation to the skin, but the amazing Bevel razor uses a single blade that cuts hair above the skin, not beneath, not subcutaneous, so you can avoid those painful ingrown hairs, those nasty bumps all around your chin, the back of your neck. Yo, there's no need for that in 2016, especially not with Bevel. Bevel's end-to-shaving system was designed from the ground up to give you a smooth, bump-free shave that includes a pre-shave oil, badger brush, safety razor, blade, shaving cream, and a cool, refreshing, restoring balm. Bevel is here to take care of you and keep your skin smooth. Listen, go get the 20% off your Bevel subscription for 20% off by entering promo code COMBAT, C-O-M-B-A-T. Go to getbevel.com, punch in the promo code COMBAT for 20% off your first month subscription, and you're on your way to smooth skin. Stop shaving like a pauper and shave like a boss with Bevel. And now back to the show. So who's the alpha wolf in the wolf pack?
Man, they gonna kill me for this, but I'm the alpha.
You the alpha?
I'm the alpha.
Right.
And I only say this because there was one time I was out of town and we planned like a wolf pack party.
Okay.
And I mean, everything was a go.
Right.
And I was like, oh, yo, I'm not going to be able to make it. And they canceled the whole party. And I was like, oh, y'all just following my lead. Oh, I'm the alpha. Oh, I'm alpha wolf right now. You know,
If
they would kill me if I said that.
One wolf don't stop no party, yo.
Right.
After the 23rd, we might have to apply for membership at the wolf pack.
Well, yeah,
If you go on Twitter right now, you'll see a bunch of people like, yo, when y'all taking applications, I'm like, it's not an application kind of thing. Like, you got to just be there. It happens organically. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Cam Calloway.
Yes.
Survivor's Remorse. 3 seasons.
Yeah.
What do you think about all the acclaim that you're receiving from that series, man?
Man, I've been blessed to get the feedback that I've been getting from the show. You know, I rarely hear anyone say anything remotely negative about it. Usually, you know, because of the quality of the product that we put out and like the time and the effort that we put in, people can feel it. You know what I mean? And they know, and it's led to a lot of really great things for me.
Right.
Whether it just be like, you know, meetings with the right people or opportunities like the Independence Day thing, which came from like training for that show.
Right.
You know, it's I've just been very fortunate, and I'm happy for that because we really do put in a lot of work. So, you know, for people to applaud us the way they do is a great feeling.
In real life, are you that athletic?
In basketball, no.
No, okay.
Nah. I'll tell you. You want to hear a story?
Yeah, I
I'll
want to
tell
hear
you.
the story. You're here to tell us a story.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Come on, Cam.
And this is a good one, too.
Okay.
This is a good one. So, after I finished filming the 3rd season, actually, I was back home in LA and I started getting back into like my regular gym routine or whatever. Basically, me and my boys, like, we'll work out and we'll hoop for a little bit.
Right.
And, I've always been the guy who like, I'm incredible at defense. Like, you're not getting past me,
Right,
period.
okay.
I don't care who it is. I'll guard anybody. And then like, but when it comes to anything else, like, give me the ball, I'm going to get the pass off, get the bucket, I'm already down on D. Like, that's my role, and I know that. But anyway, me and this guy, like, I was just playing by myself. Some of my boys were there, but they weren't on. And me and this guy had a fast break. He caught the ball. He had a wide open 3, but for some reason, he threw it to me in the corner. And, like, when I got it, I was like, I don't know if I should shoot this. Maybe, let me see. But there was these 4 dudes behind me who knew the show.
Right.
And they was like, yo, Cam, shoot it. And I'm like, oh, snap. They like, yo, they hyping me up. Cam, shoot it. I'm like, yo, y'all don't really want this. They like, yo, shoot the ball, son. I'm like, no, trust me. It's not what you know on TV.
How much pressure is that right now, B?
Man, if I step on the court, I'd let people know off top. I'm like, I'm going to airball twice. It's all good. You know, just let them know up front. Like, you know, I'm going to show off with the dribbles. I'm probably going to lose it. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm honest with myself.
Of
like,
course.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But these dudes is yelling like, yo, shoot it, Cam. And then I shot it and it was beautiful. It just went right over the rim and just kept going. And then, literally, I turned around and the dudes are standing looking at me with their mouths open like, yo, what happened?
Yo.
And I was like, listen, this is a life lesson for y'all, all right? What you see on TV is not always what you get.
Yo, you were so lucky TMZ wasn't there.
Right.
TMZ could be out. They can come through. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter to me. Man.
How did that change your life, man?
That show?
That show.
You know what? From the moment that they did the big press release when the show got picked up, it was just like a really big impact on my life immediately. Like the day it got picked up, I didn't even know. It hit the press before I got official word of it.
Right.
That's kind of how I got official word. And of course, everybody in LA follows Hollywood Reporter and, breakdown, all that kind of stuff. So I showed up to the same gym I hit that air ball at. I showed up to the same gym that night, and it was like everybody knew. And it was weird because everybody knew, but I thought maybe like only I had known or whatever.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's just like, hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you.
You want a towel, my dude?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, you want next? And you can have my spot. Like, all that kind of stuff. And it was eerie. It was strange.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then eventually it turned into a good thing. But at first, it was just too many eyes.
Is it scary? Like can you move by yourself, man?
Oh, yeah, I still do. I rode the subway last night.
Subway in New York?
Yeah, subway in New York by myself last night.
By yourself?
From Harlem.
What train? What train did you take?
I was on the 2 train.
Hoodie on?
Nah, no hoodie.
Nobody recognized
No
you?
glasses. Yeah, people recognize.
Okay.
Took a couple pictures and all that kind of stuff, but I still roll with
You know
myself.
New York is different, though, because New York will see Jay-Z and be like, yo, what up?
Exactly.
Like, we'll be like, yo,
Exactly.
that's Jay, but be like, yo, what up?
That's what I like about LA too, because celebrities are
Everywhere.
sitting at Starbucks
Right.
every day, all the time.
Right.
So you can actually still do stuff and just be cool.
Real question, serious question, man. Like the most serious question, man. How do you manage thought control?
Bruh. Great question. Great question.
It's a good.
I'm saying, I mean, you have one
I have
woman that you've devoted your love to, or is it like this big operation of like?
How can I
And
put
is this Cam or Jesse talking?
This is Jessie talking.
Okay.
This is Jessie talking. Honestly, it's different when you stay focused.
Yes.
Women respond to you in a different way when you're not. You know what I mean? If you seem like a thirst bucket, then it's just coming at
Yes.
you constantly, and like word gets out quick. Oh, girl, you know what I'm saying? You get to go to the crib and whatever to his party, and you be in the section and like all that kind of stuff. And it's different when you kind of just do your own thing. Cause like obviously, girls throw themselves or whatever and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes, every once in a while, something crazy will happen. But for the most part, they know, like, if they know me, they know my sister's there,
Right.
and they know she's like a fierce lioness. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna test her.
She's a blocker.
She's a blocker,
Right.
and like my
A
team.
welcome. She's a welcome blocker.
She's a welcome. Yeah,
Right.
no, exactly. She's
Right.
not rude or nothing like that. But you're not gonna do nothing crazy with my sisters. There.
Right,
It's just
right.
it's the energy we put off. You get what you put out, basically.
But are you surprised at some of the attention that you get from, like, say, maybe other women celebrities, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, honestly,
yes.
that was blowing my mind for
Right,
a while.
right.
Because I never really considered myself to be what other people might consider me to be.
Right.
So it would be times, I'm not gonna put her out there like that.
Don't
But
put her out there.
I went bowling.
Is she on Instagram with you?
Is she in a picture on Instagram? I don't think so.
He's
I
about to
don't know.
delete that. He's about to
No. I don't think so. But it was like word kind of through the grapevine or whatever. Somebody was like, "Oh, yo, I think she likes you," but it was just something simple like
Right.
that. And I just went to this bowling alley and she was there,
Right.
and I had a crush on her from like way back in the day. You know what I mean? And
Wait,
we're just
are
bowling.
y'all the same age, or was she kind of?
We're right around the same
Not
age.
Millfish.
No. We're
Okay.
right around the same age,
right.
but she's been acting for a long time, like
Right.
I have. So like, I've known about her for a while, and we were kind of bowling, and we had like a few lanes. There's a lot of us, and then I was just sitting back eating some curly fries, and she came over and was like, "I love I love you on the show." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I love you on your, I'm not gonna say what else. Like, I love you on your thing too." And then she was like, "I've had a crush on you for years," and I was like, "Oh!"
The come up.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
The come up.
You know what I mean? I was like, "Really? Like, for
That's
real?
dope.
Yeah.
For me? Like,
Yeah, that's dope.
how? And it just blows my mind sometimes."
Did it end up being a natural relationship, or was it still kind
It
of?
never was really a relationship.
Right.
That happened. I saw her again, like
Right.
once she left to go film, I left to go film, never in the same place at the same time. And honestly, I personally don't want to throw any actresses under bus or anything like that, but I really don't date actresses
Right.
that often
Yeah.
because the conversation ends up being
About acting.
work all the
Right.
time. And
So-
I don't like that.
So do you date like 9 to 5 people that work in a 9 to 5?
9-to-5s are cool. I don't mind people. I don't mind girls in the industry,
Right.
Because they understand more so than people who are not in the industry,
Right.
But it's just I don't want to sit down and talk about like what director you're
Of course,
meeting
of
with
course.
and all that kind of stuff. And that's why honestly I don't have very many close actor friends either because of the same thing.
Right. You know, we're running out of time. We don't have that much time, man. Let's get into Independence Day.
Okay, let's do it.
Like you said that you landed that role through training for Survivor's Remorse. How did you land that role?
I was in the gym training for the second season. So the first season had already aired, and I was gearing up for the second. And my trainer is the trainer of Harold Closer, who's one of the producers and close friends of Roland Emmerich.
Right.
And I kind of met him in passing a few times. Eventually, we got a full, like a real introduction. You know what I mean? I told him what I was doing, and he told me what he had in the works, one of which was Independence Day. And like jokingly, I was like, you should put me in that. You know what I mean? But he kind of seen me around, and it was my persona, like it was, my character that he pitched to Roland. He's like, yo, I met this kid. I think he has what you're looking for to play this Dylan Hiller character, you know? And after I had got back, I finished filming the second season. I got back to Los Angeles, and I heard that Roland wanted to have a meeting with me. So I went and, I sat down with both him and Harold together, and we kind of just talked, like what we're doing right now. And they were just telling me what they've been up to the past, like they were working on it for about 5 years. And they told me like where they were at that moment, what they were thinking for the character, in their minds, they're like, okay, this is possibly this guy. I'm thinking they're just doing this with every actor in Hollywood, trying to see like, what kind of feedback they get, whatever. And then after that meeting, they basically said like, yeah, Roland wants you for the movie. I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute.
Stop playing. No audition process, no, nothing like that. Just conversation.
Conversation.
Right.
Wow.
Conversation. Yeah.
Hey, yo, internets. Today's episode of the Combat Jack Show is brought to you by Spotify Discover Weekly. Discover Weekly allows you to lose yourself every week in the thrill of new music discovery. Listen, internets, we got all these blogs, we got all these sites giving you all this music. Where can you really trust a site where you can find all the music that's made for you? Your Discover Weekly playlist is 30 songs that you didn't even know you loved yet. You get a brand new, unique playlist every Monday, personalized to your specific taste. And listen, internets, do me a favor, do you a favor, and do Spotify Discover Weekly a favor. When you really get a new song from the Spotify Discover Weekly playlist, why don't you tell us about it by tweeting us at Combat Jack Show or at Combat_Jack and tell us about it. Once again, that's Spotify.com/Discover Weekly to get your new playlist started today. And now back to the show. Was Will Smith ever slated to be in this movie or no?
I don't think so. Now, I only came in on the last 9 months before we actually went into production, but they had been in the works for 5 years. So, from the moment they started drafting that script, I'm sure they've been talking to Will they had to have been talking to Will for years and, doing whatever. But I never know. I don't know if he's ever signed on and then said, nah, never mind, or, it never was public. So.
Now, before these conversations, did Independence Day, the original movie, mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah, man, they play it every year, like 4th of July, like that's just the movie that comes on, and when it comes on, you can't not watch it. It's just one of those things. I'm a huge Will Smith fan.
Right.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has been the favorite show since
all time.
I could watch TV.
Have you ever met Will?
I just met him in the White House.
Really?
About a month ago.
Okay, that's fancy, and that's fancy.
Right.
that's like how are you in the White House building with Will Smith?
Oh, man.
Well, did you meet Barack?
I didn't get a chance to meet Barack. I went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I went to his last dinner.
Right.
And man, it was an incredible experience. We'll talk about that another time.
Of course.
But I went there and I heard that Will was going to be in the building. And, Fox was like, look, Will Smith's going to be here. If you want, we can try to get you a picture with him, this and that. I was like, look, I've never even met him. So if we can just get close enough for me to say hi, I'd be cool with that.
Right.
And he came, it was like a couple minutes before the thing was going to start. We kind of tactically got over there, shook his hand. He congratulated me. And it was just, everything I wanted it to be.
That's crazy. How is it playing Will Smith's character's son in the movie?
Surreal.
Yeah.
It's very surreal. Like I said, I've been a fan of his for so long. To play a role that's so directly related to him is it's different. And I kind of had to wash that out just so I could do my thing, you know what I mean? But
those are big shoes to follow, man, to fill.
Listen, I'm a size 12,
right.
man. I'm ready. No, Roland Emmerich was very specific about how he wanted my character to be. He wasn't at all like, Will did this, so we're going to do... It wasn't like that at all. He was like, this is what your character is. This is what he's lived through the last 20 years, and this is where he is right now, and this is what we're going to build with. You know what I mean? So I had like a fresh slate. Like, yes, Will Smith played that character, but it had very indirect influence on the character I played.
I see. How was it acting on such a big production where I'm imagining in certain scenes, you're acting in front of a. It's not a green screen; it's a blue screen.
Yeah, we did blue screen.
Blue screen. What's the difference?
It's just a different technology.
Okay.
You know, you can do either or.
Right.
You can paint it pink, and it wouldn't matter.
And are you required also in certain scenes to act with characters that are not actually in that scene?
Oh yeah.
How is that, man?
How is that? It's physically weird,
Right.
more so than anything else, because you're always, I mean, as an actor, you're always pretending anyways.
Right.
But it's physically strange when you do something and then they yell cut and you're like, why? I was in the moment. And they say, well, you can't stand there because there's the thing that's supposed
Blocking,
to, and then
you
you
know.
go like, oh, well,
Right.
my bad. Let me not step on your the alien real quick. Let me come over here. That was strange. But other than that, it was like being a kid. It was like being, on a playground. You get to just like literally let your imagination run wild. It was cool.
Now, were there cool gadgets on set?
Oh yeah,
Did
the
you-
sets they built were off the chain.
Right.
Off the
I
chain.
can imagine.
Yo, they legit built fully functional sets like the size of buildings. You know what I mean? Like where I'm walking down the hallway and outside is just a wood box, but you go inside and I'm walking down the hallway and as you pass by the doors are opening. Like they had a cafeteria like on a moon base, and you know what I'm saying? You can go in the cafeteria, you can like push the little buttons or whatever, order food, the food comes out. There's
crazy.
nobody back there.
That's crazy.
It's just a functioning moon cafeteria.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the plane I'm flying, like everything, like the plane don't take off, but it might, if it had an engine,
Was
it
it
would.
cool? Was it
Yeah, it
ill?
was good. Yo, it was dope.
Yo, let me ask you, man. Did you have any like phasers or any like small things that you might have could slip into your book bag? Huh?
Honestly, I wore the watch that Will Smith wore in the first film.
Right.
I wanted that watch so bad.
Were you tempted
But
to slip it in?
They were on it though. As
Security?
soon- yeah, when they yelled cut, they were like, "Give us a watch.
Yeah,
give us a watch."
Black man in Hollywood. No.
Yeah,
Did
nah,
you
not
film it-
happening.
Did you film at different locations, like across the city, like
Everything was in
Arizona?
Albuquerque.
New Mexico.
Yeah, in New Mexico, they did do some stuff in the salt flats before I came out there to start filming.
Right.
But everything that I did was all in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, we had 6 sound stages, so they were able to build whatever they wanted in those stages.
Have you seen the movie?
I have not. I
You
refuse.
have not seen
I
it?
refuse to watch it until the premiere.
Okay, so you don't know if it's like awesome. I mean, of course you got to say it's awesome, but
I mean,
dude, I hold science fiction movies in such high regard, man.
Uh-huh.
That I'm tough on them.
well, listen, I'll hit you up after the movie come out, and you tell me. If
I will
it's
tell
awesome.
you. I'll be real though.
You should be
I'll
real.
Yo, how's it working with Vivica, man?
Off the chain. You ever met her?
No, I never met her, but
She's cool.
I had a big crush on her back in the first Independence
Didn't we all?
Day. You know, is she still smelling good?
Yeah, she still smells good. She does smell good. But honestly, she's one of the realest actresses out
course.
there who just keeps it, she's very grounded. And she's very, she was almost maternal-like with me because, I'm coming in, I'm playing her son. I'm this newcomer on this massive movie with stars from the first one who've lived it for 20 years. And she was just, she wanted to make sure that I was comfortable
Right.
enough to perform.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Did you appreciate working with Jeff Goldblum?
Of course.
Have you seen The Fly?
Of course.
You saw The Fly.
I saw The Fly. Like I was grossed out by The Fly with all the little all the
Let me
little
ask you
hairs
something,
and
man.
stuff.
Did you ever hear of a show called 10 Speed and Brown Shoe?
No, what's that?
That was his first.
That was his.
That was his first show. He played with Ben Vereen.
Uh-huh.
You don't even know this.
Nah.
Back in 1980, they had a show, and it was the first time I think it was his first appearance on television.
Really?
Yeah, you might want to go and check
I'm
that out.
gonna
man.
ask him about it.
Real question, man. Like I saw your interview with Mike Epps on The Breakfast Club
Uh-huh.
from I think it was a year ago,
Yeah, about a year.
and y'all talked about he was very candid about this is the best time to be African American in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe so?
I do.
Okay, why?
I can't imagine a time that was better than this. There's been a lot of appreciation
The
for
70s were a good time.
that was a good time,
Right.
But now that was a good time to be an actor for hire.
Right.
This is still a great time to be an actor for hire, but the things that you can create, the knowledge that we have in the black community is just grown. I mean, look at what, Birth of a Nation is doing. Like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing is now like a new component added to what, like what the industry was
It's a
in
bold
the 70s.
move that's never been done before.
It's a bold move, but it can be done.
Right.
Now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we have other platforms now, Netflix, web.
Right. There's, so much content is out there already, but there's just a lot of room.
Have you seen Birth of a Nation? And
I have
know
not. I read the script
we read the
a
script.
year before it came out.
Right.
I was highly interested, and there's just nothing that I thought would really, You know, I'm one of those actors, like, if I read a script and I love it to the point where I feel like if I was in it, it wouldn't be as good, I'm going to just be like, all right, like, we can't. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real with myself.
I got 2 last questions.
Okay.
Have you ever had to turn a role down because you felt it was insulting to you and your integrity as a black man?
Yep. A couple times.
I want to hear just. Yeah, I want to know.
Of course you want to.
Of course, we all want to know.
I don't think. Well, here's the thing. The only reason why I can't say is because the projects haven't come out yet.
Okay.
And I don't want to throw salt on something else that somebody else might feel like is great for them.
Come up, right?
You know, and it might be a come up,
right.
but for me, like for who I am, it just wasn't a character that I wanted to play. Some of them are too vulgar, or, you know, whatever. And I just
okay. So vulgar, was it demeaning also, or?
Not necessarily demeaning. No, it was no. The thing that I'm thinking of, it wasn't demeaning. It was just when also there was the 2 projects that I was looking at the time, and that was a big influence too. Like if it was the only thing out there, then like I might have been more influenced to lean towards it. But there was 2 projects that were out at the time, and I was like, I want to do something that's going to be uplifting and influential and positive and that kind of thing, instead of like grimy and so. Last
question, man. Top 5 black actresses of all time. Your top 5.
Ooh, Angela Bassett came to mind immediately.
She looks like she smells good.
Shea Butter.
Shea Butter. Y'all stupid. Let me see. Angela Bassett. Honestly, Vivica Fox.
Yes.
Vivica Fox. Oh man, this is tough. Honestly, I might say Queen Latifah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I love Queen Latifah's,
Dana Owens is amazing, man.
Man, what she did.
Yo, Shaquem, man, we're still waiting for that interview.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to come now. Yeah. Let me see. Who else?
That's 3. You got 2 more.
I know. I'm trying to think of some newer.
That's all right. You can stay in the MILF range. I like that. I like that. My initial question was your top 5 MILFs in Hollywood, but
God,
I'm so intimidated by this.
I know. I don't even think I would have a top 5 for that.
Okay. 2 more. Let
me think. I'm trying to think of some really, really good films. Now, I can say this, but I feel like I need one more project from her, but I know it's gonna come. Lupita, I really appreciate her work.
Lupita put her foot down.
Yeah, she does every time, but I need one more.
We do need one
sure.
more.
We'll get it.
No slave role, not a slave role.
Right. We'll get it, but I do need
Lupita
one more
in
project.
Space.
Lupita in Independence Day 3.
There you go.
I will blast you to smithereens. Last one, sir.
Last one. I don't know. Is this cheating if I say my sister? Is that
That's cheating. That's cheating. Nope. Disqualified.
Okay. Let's see. One more.
The internet won't let me live with that, B.
They won't let you live?
They won't let me live with that.
Even though I got 4 really good ones.
We need one more. Come on.
Y'all just sleeping right now. All right. Y'all sleep. Don't worry.
I don't want to throw the alley-oop, but there's a couple.
No alley-oop.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, who do you think?
You can't be on my shit.
King, shut the fuck
up. All right. Last one. Dang, I know I'm gonna get a call after this too.
Get that call.
Tashina Arnold.
Yes.
Is that good?
That's
very
good.
That's cool.
That's very good.
You still might, you're going to get a couple calls.
Get a couple calls. But you know what?
In your top 5.
It's good to get those calls.
Right.
Because it shows that your voice matters and at such a young age and have making such a great impact in Hollywood, man. It's good to get those calls. Listen, Jessie T. Usher on the Combat Jack Show.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Well, obviously the movie's premiering next week,
Yes.
and Survivor's Remorse is a month after.
Yes.
I actually did a movie, a Will Packer film,
Okay.
directed by David Talbot called Almost Christmas.
Okay.
And that'll be out in November, obviously, Almost Christmas. And the cast of that, Danny Glover, Monique, JB Smoove, Kimberly Elise,
Wow.
it was up. It's nice.
That's awesome, man.
It's
I
nice.
have a feeling that we're going to see and hear about you for a very long time, young man.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm really happy for you, man. Stay focused, though.
Absolutely.
Stay focused.
Absolutely.
Yes, and thanks again, man, for coming to the Combat
I
Jack Show.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
King.
Listen, I'm ready to go to LA, man. Like tomorrow.
You've never been to LA?
I've never been to LA, and we've been surrounded by a lot of LA recently,
Yes,
and I need to
a lot
be in
of
LA.
Combat Jack Show in LA.
Cats be calling, yo, I'm in LA. I'm like, God, I don't want to hear this shit right now, man. I'm not there. I'm in Brooklyn.
Right. So listen, let's wrap it up, man. This has been a great episode.
Yes.
Internets, you know what it is. Dream those dreams and then man up, woman up, and live those dreams. Because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound. Hey, yo, Internets, thanks again to Spotify Discover Weekly for sponsoring today's episode of the Combat Jack Show. Spotify Discover Weekly allows you to lose yourself every week in the thrill of a new music discovery. There's a lot of streaming music services that host millions and millions of songs that you don't even know about or can't even get to because you don't have the time, because in this day and age, we're so busy, the internet age. But Spotify isn't just holding on to them for you. Spotify is introducing you to new music every week that they know you will love. Every Monday, you get a brand new, unique playlist personalized to your specific tastes. Your Discover Weekly playlist is 30 songs you didn't know you even loved yet. 30 new jams to enjoy throughout the week, and then another 30 songs the next week after. You go to Spotify.com/Discover Weekly right now to get your playlist. If you like the music Spotify picks out for you, tweet us at Combat Jack Show or at Combat_Jack on Twitter and tell us how much you enjoyed the song Spotify curated for you. Once again, head over to Spotify.com/Discover Weekly to get your playlist today, and don't forget to tweet us and tell us about it. This episode of the Combat Jack Show was produced by Jonathan Mena, executive produced by A. King and Chris Morrow, engineered by Samir Karan, and recorded in the Engine Room Audio Studio in downtown Manhattan. This is an official Loudspeakers Networks production.
Callback Jack Show, what's up? This your man, live from the 7-5, or as you would say, angry and anonymous. Not angry this time, but still anonymous, but I just want to give y'all some props, you know what I mean? The Stretch and Barbito show was a classic, definitely a classic one in the can. I was one of those dudes in high school that used to stay up to 1 to 5 to listen to them, going to school like a zombie the next morning. You know what I'm saying? The questions you asked them was good. It was a good, fastest 2 hours of my life. I wish I could have listened to them for another 2 hours, man. It definitely took me back to what good radio used to be. It reminded me of listening to this show. And y'all keep doing y'all thing. And I want to just say I agree with you. I know we don't agree on much, but I definitely agree with you. They keep the narrative going. Like you said, white supremacy is a 24-hour thing. And we got to live under that. So no one's letting up. No one's telling other groups to not get their point across. So I don't think no one should tell you or us to stop getting our point across and keep telling that narrative. So I'm with you on that one. And I'm definitely with, that was a good idea about A. King with the book club. I definitely feeling that. I'd be down with that. But good luck on your East Coast tour and your cities and the rest of your tour abroad, man. And y'all stay good and stay up. Peace.